Hey everyone, welcome back. It's me. I know. Weird, right? Here's the thing. I take these long, every now and then I'll take these vacations of like several weeks that I never intend to take. In fact, it's just a sign of my own, like, poor execution in what I want to do, because I'll go from like daily uploads consistently to just drop off for a few weeks. It's just because of motivation. And ultimately, I don't want to force myself to do videos when I know I don't have the energy, or the good state of mind to do it. I'm always struggling with that, of course. And then when I think, all right, I'll just let myself take these weeks off until I'm ready, it'll relieve some stress. It ends up making it more stressful because I'm the kind of person who, like with reaction style things, just because I'm not doing things for a few weeks doesn't mean I'm going to watch stuff on my own. No, I'm going to just hold off until I'm back to filming videos, which means I've racked up so many videos that I actually need to do now, like way more than I would have if I had stayed consistent, So stress, for sure. And with that, we have a new Pentatonix video, and even when I am doing videos consistently, I usually film one video a week is what the standard was. And as such, being a Patreon supporter of Pentatonix gives me no jump start. Like I always thought it would give me a head start on doing, like, I'll get my reaction filmed and be able to put it up afterwards, which is what a couple people do. But it's they give it to patrons on at midnight, and then they release it to the public basically noon. So if you're not able to do a reaction between 12 a.m. and 12 p.m., you're out of luck. And I never do that. Like, only if I was off the next day, if I was so lucky, would I be able to do that at like midnight randomly. I did not see this upload coming at all. I don't know if they teased it at all or not, but I feel this is the video I should come back on, because I think out of all the music I've reviewed and reactions for, this is probably the one I'm most qualified. This is probably the one I'm most qualified to review. That's, subjective, of course, but I'm a huge Ariana Grande fan and a huge Pentatonix fan, so the two go in together nicely. And I'll possibly know every song that comes up here because I have all of her albums, and even a lot of her sides, like songs she did, like one on the We Love Disney album, her Beauty and the Beast with John Legend, stuff like that. So I really got a lot, and I have it all on a playlist, and that's probably my most played playlist, is the Ariana one. So with that being said, if you go back, evolution of music, I definitely wasn't that knowledgeable in music at the time. Obviously, I knew a lot of them because they were hits, but still didn't know all of them. Beyonce I wasn't knowledgeable on. Michael Jackson, I, of course, knew, but wasn't a hardcore fan. And Rihanna, definitely not very knowledgeable on her. But Ariana Grande comes around and maybe I'll know every song. Maybe. Unless they bring out some Sam and Cat song, because I never watched her on that her old show she did in her youth. But I really love Ariana Grande. I have a poster over there. Unfortunately, I have filmed this way, but I have a poster of her over there. I do have this Ariana Grande calendar too, 2016. So I've been here, okay? I feel like around 2016 is when I became an Ariana Grande fan too. She's great. So I thought, what better video to come back on, even though I have other ones backed up. This is a newer release. It's Pentatonix, which I do anyway. And yeah, let's get into it, okay? Okay, well, yes. I'm excited, and I'm expecting Mitch in particular to shine in this one. That's just a wild guess, because, the vocal range and very, he's the one voice that can be similar to Ariana Grande's range at the very least. Evolution of Ariana Grande. Shibidoo-doo-da-da. Shama-na-ma-na-na. Okay. Baby, baby. This is very weird with Scott as the lead for these. I need to be the one who takes you home. This is the part when I say I wanna. I'm stronger than I've been before. This is the part when I break free. 'Cause I can't resist if you wanna keep me. You got to love me hard. Oh, there's something about you. We're already a dangerous woman, okay. I'm so into you, into you, into you. We're gonna be alright, baby, don't you know? All the tears gonna come and go. Baby, you just gotta make up your mind that every little thing is gonna be alright. Been here all day, yeah. Got me making bad decisions. Greedy, ooh, you know that I'm greedy for love. When raindrops fell down from the sky. Wow, they did this one? Just for Mitch. Nice. Way too much of my energy. I look up in the whole breathing. You know when I give it, keep on breathing. Oh, excuse me, it feels so good to be so young and have this fun and be successful. I'm so successful. Breakfast at Tiffany's and bottles of bubbles. Girls with tattoos who like getting. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention I've been holding out on Ariana Grande's new album. So this will be my first tease of that. Except I knew that one, but and that one. This is new one. I don't know how I forgot to mention that, but yeah. I'm holding out on the album for like potential reactions. But I don't know if I'll do it or not. And Imagine so good, I knew that. There's something about Mickey. I'm sitting there. Yep. Okay. It just started storming suddenly outside.
Thanks for watching this video. We love you so much.
Floof.
We're going on a world tour.
Wow.
And the U.S. dates are out and the tickets are available. There's
Yes.
a link.
I'll be there, Atlantic
So
City.
you can click to get tickets. There's also VIP upgrades.
Or you get to meet Floof. I'm just kidding. I'm not good at that.
We love you guys so much.
Bye.
Thank you. Thanks. Okay, so first of all, that kind of background they're using reminded me of kind of like the NSYNC medley almost. Like, I don't know why. I don't even remember what the background was exactly for NSYNC medley, but I remember like some wooded panels, some style like that. Jeez. Okay. Okay, so sorry if I didn't say much that during that reaction. I was really just trying to take it in because it was pretty jarring for me. I guess that's one thing that's interesting, is like being someone as opposed to some of the other artists where I didn't have like a huge attachment to the original versions too much. I mean, obviously the iconic ones, but like wasn't as hardcore as I am with Ariana Grande, like having heard all the songs on each of their albums and whatnot. So I'm very much used to how Ariana Grande sung them, and aside for a couple, I've never heard like covers of a lot of these songs. As opposed to like Michael Jackson, you hear tons of covers, Beyonce, tons of covers, and you know, a lot of the iconic evolution of music songs as well. I mean, I think Ariana Grande is just an interesting choice in general. She's obviously a huge artist right now, which is probably why they do it. I know a lot of them are fans of Ariana Grande anyway, so there's that, plus the fact that she's one of the biggest artists in the world right now, so that's also like a good, you know, trendy video to put out there. But at the same time, she's pretty young as far as an artist goes. So an evolution of, like, you do get, there's a little evolution there for sure. I mean, it's several years, but it's not like decades like some of the other ones. So kind of an interesting choice. Rihanna's kind of young too, but not even as young as Ariana Grande. So it's like you're taking a fresh artist and you're taking that like span of a few years and taking that evolution. So yeah, Ariana Grande is definitely coming to her own in a lot of ways, but it's in terms of like a time period, it's hard to call it a true evolution of, in the same sense as someone like Michael Jackson or music in general, Beyonce, these artists that have been around a while. That being said, I think before I get into my thoughts specifically on it, just the choice of Ariana Grande, one more thing is that my take before having seen any reactions to it is that a lot of people reacting to it might not know, and a lot of people watching it obviously in general might not know a lot of these early songs, because a lot of people didn't come into being Ariana Grande fans until 2016, or even after the most recent couple albums. I mean, I came into being a fan of Ariana Grande in 2016, but I just happened to go back and like listen to all her music too. I have a feeling some people didn't go back and listen to her, you know, early albums, you know. So it's an interesting evolution in that sense, because I feel like these weren't played as much, like a lot of the early ones weren't played as much as something like even Rihanna's songs, even with people my age growing up. So you have to be more of like in the know of Ariana Grande to know. So that's interesting for an evolution, that you might not be able to sing along to all of it or like really keep up with all the different songs. Like I can, only because I've heard of them all. I don't know if someone who's not necessarily an Ariana Grande fan will just like know them or not. I'm really not sure, but that's just my guess, is they might not know a lot of the early ones, and it'll be a little weird for them as far as an evolution goes, because they can't really keep track of it all. But now my thoughts on how they took it overall. It's hard to say. Like, I'm really kind of confused myself, because I'm so used to hearing the Ariana Grande's original versions, and I just love her voice, and they really suit the songs that she makes. Obviously, they're made for her voice. So having like that ingrained, like I've listened to all of her songs on repeat a lot, so they're really ingrained in my head in that certain way. So hearing Scott sing these, I thought Mitch was going to be the lead like most of these, but hearing Scott sing them in a very different tone, you know, it's hard to really say how much I like it in comparison to the original. You know, it's tough. I mean, Kirsten had some nice moments there, and her presence was definitely there in the background. Even Matt had some cool stuff with the bass going on there. but obviously no huge standout moments. Mitch had a nice little break for Raindrops. Raindrops fall down from the sky the day you left me, an angel cry. I really like that track on Ariana Grande's album. It's like a very short track, but it was just like kind of a break in the middle of the album, and I thought it was really nice a cappella, and perfect that even with an a cappella group, you just clear the air, let Mitch take it by himself. Cool. But it's going to take a while for me to determine whether I really like this or not. I'm sure I'll grow to like it as I listen to it more, but nothing like really blew me away after my first, just thinking about it now and after watching it once, nothing really blew me away. I guess I expected the more like crescendos in this arrangement, but that's fine. That's fine. I still think they did a good job of integrating a lot of the different Ariana Grande songs. Definitely all the biggest ones they covered as well, and a lot from the Dangerous Woman onwards point, which is like really a peak of Ariana Grande's career right there. Well, like where it started to skyrocket the most. So that makes sense because, like I said, that's when most people will be able to get on board with at least knowing the songs. But yeah, still, the jury's still out, okay? It's still out. Now, before I go, I want to leave you with my favorite part that they did, which is so clear to me. And here it is.
When raindrops fell down from the sky, the day you left me, an angel cried. I just want you to come with me.
Alright, that was my favorite part of the video. I don't even know what it is at this point, but that will force me to like reevaluate everything and pick it out. So good luck, myself. Anyway, thanks for watching. I love you. I love Ariana Grande. I love Pentatonix. Oh my god. I know Avi Kaplan's got a new video out, and this is what happens when I take weeks off and want to do everything. So now I have to do an Avi Kaplan video. I have to do the PT Experience episode 0. I have to do Blackpink. I have to do Taeyeon. I'd love to do them all,